Well, what you've been watching and hearing is some of the beautiful footage from past river concert series that have taken place at St. Mary's College. With us today is Maestro Jeffrey Silberschlag. It's so nice to see you.
Thank you. Nice to see you as well.
We're getting ready for another wonderful summer of concerts. A little bit different, but not really different, as the Chesapeake Orchestra has really stepped up to take a full load of presenting concerts this summer, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is an inevitable evolution of the orchestra, that it would, it started really to take on speed under the college and grew into what an institution that needed its own board and its own independence to grow. But I don't think that the audience will see that much difference. Even the total budget of River Series hasn't really dramatically changed. It's been divided where the college is trying to pay for the infrastructure and we're paying for the artists and the guest artists and the orchestra, which is, a professional orchestra.
And that leads me to this. The concert is famous for the past years. 15 years you've been presenting.
That's right. This is our 15th season at St. Mary's College.
That's incredible. And this summer is going to be another exciting one. And I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the past, some of your favorite memories of some of the events and the concerts and the people that have come and been a part of this.
There were, that's the incredible thing about the River Series, is it really grew into something that was very special. I mean, some of the things, Ben Bradley reading his favorite quotes from the various presidents while he was the editor of the Post, and hose down with the fire trucks all around the property, and then there's the firefighters' fanfare, and the firefighters run out in front, and people giving the firefighters from Southern Maryland a giant ovation. I mean, people were weeping. And of course there was the defining moment, the Brazilian dancers. A committee had told me that they wanted some Brazilian music, and so I called New York and I asked them to find a Brazilian band that the orchestra could surround musically with the Brazilian band. And at the last minute, the manager said, "Well, we can throw in a few Brazilian dancers as well."
Fun.
So that seemed fine. It didn't raise my attention at all. And I met the band and the dancers the night before the rehearsals, and the girls were in sweats and they had their hair covered, and I didn't see anything. I didn't notice anything. Not a pheromone was firing in the situation. And then we get to the rehearsal with the orchestra, and the girls still in sweats and they're just kind of shuffling around. I didn't see anything. It just didn't even seem that it would be even interesting. Okay. So we get to the music and the Brazilian band's playing and the orchestra's playing and it's going, it's fantastic, and they cue the dancers, and now the girls come out just clad in feathers, nearly naked. And it was, you could hear in the front rows, you could hear, yes, there was a gasp that's still,
resonating.
It's still resonating. When the moon is full, you can still hear. Oh! There you go.
Speaking of resonating.
Yes, speaking of resonating. There it is. Every time I mention the Brazilian dancers, that bell rings. So, sorry, I never say that. So and some people were upset, and they closed their lawn chairs, and off they went, and I panicked, and I said, St. Mary's County, that's entertainment. I thought, we'd just make a joke out of it. And, well, only one person wrote a letter saying that, Silberschlag had launched, raised everyone's aspirations and inspiration only to land them into a Las Vegas lounge. So the college president then, Maggie O'Brien, read the letter to me, and then I looked at her, and I didn't know her very well. It was only her, I think, second year, and I had only spoken to her a few times, and I didn't know. I thought, this could be terrible. Maybe this is going to be the end of River Series. And she looked at me and she said, "Well, what's planned for next week?"
Oh.
And so I said, HMS Pinafore.
So we're going the other direction.
And she said, "In the nude." And then I realized then that we were going to have a series, because I realized that she had the strength, the fortitude. And by the way, the audience doubled the next week.
Yeah.
Yes, all sailors.
Bring back the feathers.
Yes, bring back the feathers. There's some people still talking about that.
I bet.
Another event was, just recently on July 4th, when we were celebrating also the relationship with the bass, we had, I think, F-15s do a flyover while we were playing Top Gun with the orchestra. And it was very funny because I coordinated, speaking to the pilot on the headset, and he says, "When do you want us to start?" And I said, "Well, fly over, no, exactly when do you want me to start?" So I made up a time, 7:03. I didn't know, because I didn't know that we were dealing with that kind of level of detail. So, I thought that we would fly the planes along the river.
Okay.
He said, no, we want to fly over the crowd, over the tent. So I said, but we'll have crying babies and crying musicians. And then I realized that I always have crying babies and crying musicians, so that didn't change anything. So, so there they were. We're playing, we're just, and the planes fly over top the tent and really low on the crowd. And as they passed, it was unbelievable. And they flew off, and the concertmaster, Jose Cueto, a very serious violinist, and he said, I didn't like the idea, but that was something. That was really something.
Oh!
Yeah, so everybody was like, and the cheers. So there have been a lot of moments that I think people have cried for the right reason. The River Series.
From feathers to F-16 flyovers.
That's right.
It just doesn't get any better.
We cover it all.
There you go.
How about the governor? We had Governor O'Malley singing, at one point on his knees. He fell to his knees while he was singing, So, the River Series has provided a real connection for our Southern Maryland community, which is, as we know, on the end of a peninsula. It's provided us a real connection to the rest of the world. We had a Chinese original instrument orchestra one time playing with the orchestra. We've had major artists come down, major jazz artists, and so it's been a way for us to connect St. Mary's with the rest of the world. Really.
Absolutely. And that kind of leads us to our point today, as we're reminiscing a little bit and talking about what's been done in the past. And there's a little change in the infrastructure of the concert, where the Chesapeake Orchestra is really stepping up to really build this and take it in a direction that people will recognize. But it's a little different infrastructure-wise. But the basic concert, when people come, the feeling, the fun, you never really know what's going to happen is going to be the same.
That's right. We're planning a summer season that, from an artistic and an entertainment situation, should be about the same. Okay. We are still planning for the people to come for free on the day of those concerts. We need to turn to the audience and say, we know that we're in the period of sequestration. We know that the defense industry is challenged, to have been big supporters of ours, and we need those people that love those events to step up with 50 or 100 or 500 or whatever they can do, because we'd like to keep those concerts free, a non-ticketed event, meaning free, because, as I said at other times, that I want the ticket not to be a hindrance to people to come to the concert.
Right. Come and experience the wonderful things that our community is pulling together and offering from all over the world. You mentioned Chinese, Brazilian,
Italian. Don't forget, lots of Italians.
Lots of Italian. And this is where we would like to speak to you and appeal to you. Yes, you, the viewer right now, is we'd like to ask you to become a part of the Chesapeake Orchestra and really help the St. Mary's River Concert Series continue through the course of the next several years. We'd like to ask you to partner with us and donate. You can go to the website chesapeakeorchestra.org, and there's 3 different ways that you can be a part. If you can do something one time, thank you. It makes a difference and it all adds up. If you can partner on a regular basis, that would be great. If you'd like to join and become a member, you can do that as well. All you need to do is go to the website. There's all kinds of history and information and background, and you can really become a part and just continue to make these free to the public. Because as you mentioned, we've got professional musicians and entertainers that come in, names like Susie Bacchus, Jose Cuetas,
Jane Monheit, Hillary Hahn. These are some. If a person would go into a record store, they would see so many of the artists that have appeared here. It's really surprising. It surprised me even how many of the top entertainers right now that you would find in the major concert halls in the major cities have passed through River Series. Anna Kiko Myers, wonderful violinist that played Barber Violin Concerto. And the situation, as it's changed, it's taken me from basically a Leonard Bernstein persona to a Jerry Lewis persona. Please don't make me do a telethon,
Oh my goodness.
Don't make me do a telethon. Just help the River Series grow and sustain it, and we'll be here for you in good times and in bad.
Absolutely. So partner with other members of our community, particularly Toyota of Southern Maryland. They've really stepped up to help make this possible. They're a big sponsor of MetroCast Channel 10 and also of this event. So go to the website and partner with us, make some donations, and please, please, please save him from becoming Jerry Lewis.
That's right.
All right, Maestro, it's always wonderful to talk to you.
Thanks for your time.
Absolutely. And look forward in the coming weeks as we talk more and more about this and bring some of these wonderful events to the community. We'll also have a schedule out for you so you know when the concerts are and how you can bring your families. Feathers are optional.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Concerts at 7.
That's right. Concerts are always at 7 o'clock. Time to get out, find some parking, bring a picnic blanket, bottle of wine, cheese.
Or food from our vendors. Yes.
Absolutely.
We're a complete experience.
There you go. All right. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. It's all coming up this summer.
See what it's like at Toyota of Southern Maryland to get our best deal and trade your car no matter how much you owe. During this event, drive a new Camry as low as $179 a month or Corollas as low as $149 a month. Get our highest trade for your car, our lowest price, and financing starting at 0%. Ask about no payments all summer long. And unbelievable car buying experiences right here in Lexington Park at Toyota of Southern Maryland. See what it's like to have a dealer value your business.